ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
NiP are on the ropes. Did concede in overtime versus EnVy on Dust 2, and now we do have just our final map of the evening. Yanko and Pansy are joining me. Now, we do delve into Nuke once again, and we have been having this debate an awful lot, it seems, as of late. It has just been Nuke Central. I don't know what kind of has possessed teams to start leaning towards this new map. I guess it was just a matter of time, right, Yanko? It's been introduced to competitive map pool. At some point or another, it is going to start getting some playtime, and it does seem like the Pro League is a perfect kind of environment for people to start playing around.
Well, it is a good testing ground, but what's interesting to me is that we have teams who've never played the Nuke, even the old versions of it, and they still allow it to go through here. I mean, you have two vetoes you can go for, right? You can veto maps like Overpass, maybe not a lot of people play those or train, but it seems that people are willing to play Nuke.
I mean, it's not like, I just need to clarify. Yes, I say this is a good testing ground. It's just because it's a competitive environment that they can play these teams regularly. There's still $750,000 on the line, and there's no doubt that NiP are going to be hungry to go 1-1 in this. And a 0-2 for NiP would really kind of cut them down on the table again.
Yeah, it certainly would, and for EnVy, this would be brilliant, especially when they have the stand in there as well. They can come back, take that as a pinch of salt and all that, see how well he's playing, and he's certainly fitting in incredibly well at the moment. The man, Sixer, coming into the roster, so again, that's been really impressive to watch. However, Nuke's a bit of a different kettle of fish. You kind of feel like you always need that solid 5 to operate on this one. I don't feel as though you can quite get away with that with the stand-in. But then again, I don't really know EnVy that much on this map, if I'm perfectly honest. NiP have been showing themselves a couple of times here. We've seen the Get Right's one playing Garage. It's a little bit surprising. He's not particularly known for his AWPing, but he picked it up. Forrest was kind of lurking in between, occasionally going to ramp, occasionally coming back around, supporting from maybe towards Hell, up from Heaven as well, a little bit of both. And Freiburg being the headliner there as well. He was one of the people that really took a lot of names. But the funny thing is, always MBK also did quite well, infamously in the same spot. He started playing with the shotgun before, making that Hiko-style position become almost, valid at one point, which is disgusting. But it works. So for me, it's going to be really interesting. Can Get Right really play that sort of spot against someone like Kenny S? Probably not. I'm not sure if that really goes 1-to-1. And then how is everything else going to play out? I don't know EnVy that well in the new Nuke, so... I mean,
yeah, no one really does. We haven't seen EnVy on it too often. I think I've actually just had a quick look, and the best example I can find was literally played yesterday versus G2, which actually they won 16, I think it was 16-6, let me clarify. Yes, 16-6 versus G2. Now, that's probably more of a criticism to G2 than singing the praises of EnVy's Nuke.
Yeah, I mean, EnVy won 11 rounds on their T side, so it probably had to be them winning pistol, then pressuring G2's economy all the way through. I can't imagine it being anything besides that. But yeah, obviously we didn't see that game play out live. And EnVyUs isn't a team that played Nuke, as I mentioned in other iterations, that much. So it's going to be interesting to see how they approach the map.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, I think my one query to you now is who would be the defining factor? Like who could possibly influence this game that we haven't seen already? So Kenny had a good game on Dust 2, yeah.
Because the dominance you can bring on both sides. You lock down the complete outside area is massive, and NiP kind of lack a solid AWPer on occasion. They have it there. Forrest had a great run on Dust 2, but it never seems consistent who's picking it up.
And Kenny not just an amazing AWPer, but before, even though EnVy didn't play the map, Kenny played it with Very Games and Titan. So a map he's really proficient on, also in a sense that he moves around. Sometimes he's aggressive towards Yard, toward Garage. Sometimes he's more passive, playing all the way from the Heaven area, right? Playing it a bit more passive. Of course, it depends on the approach of the team as a whole. They used to switch things around a lot more when Existence was the in-game leader. So maybe now it's a more simplified, more aggressive approach.
And you know what? You may be sitting there thinking, this sounds like sweeping statements, but you know what? It is an unknown. It's an unknown right now to see what EnVy are capable of on Nuke. We've seen NiP. They found success versus Dignitas very recently in this very league. And so they're going to be diving once again into the fray. We're going to be seeing how they do perform. If I was asking for predictions, it's so irrelevant.
It's guesswork at this point.
Guesswork. Okay, let's not even bother. Screw predictions. In fact, instead, what's your favorite vegetable?
I don't really have one.
That's
awful.
Tomato.
Is it?
We're not starting. We have not got time for this today. Let's head over to Henry G and Sadakist. Hey, boys, what's your favorite vegetable?
Henry G is my favorite vegetable, actually.
I'm a vegetable?
Yeah, you are.
Mine's sweet potato.
Yeah, it's an all right one.
It's pretty good.
It's okay. I think if I had to pick, it would be onion.
It's all right. Pretty safe bet.
Makes me cry.
Well then, Matthew, the final game of this evening, NiP versus EnVyUs on Nuke. Like the desk explained, it's kind of an unknown quantity, especially EnVyUs haven't played this map that much, and they've got a sub coming in tonight as well. I think it'll be a bit of a, I'm not really sure the right word is to describe what this will be. A bit of a pug fest for them, just kind of...
Pug fest?
Yeah, just them kind of working off Kenny S. He's been in great form right now. Hopefully he can be a lot more dynamic.
I never
across the
liked
map.
pugs.
No?
I prefer huskies.
I don't like pugs either, so...
They're okay. But Nuke is also okay. It's getting better. I will say that. I'm growing on it, I think, and it's growing on me, whatever the better term for that is. It's really an inanimate object, so I'm probably not growing on it. But I think that as we're seeing it develop, and like I said earlier, seeing it kind of not forced into this map pool, but during Pro League where you have more time to prepare for the vetoes because they're done in advance, I think more teams are confident in trying to get it into their system now. You know, it's kind of live stratting it, but it's not really.
Yeah, well, just the factor of having 6 to come in very last minute, they're not going to be 100% efficient here. But we'll have a look how this pistol goes down. There's going to be 4 sets of armor for NiP. They have got a smoke that's been used already towards the outside area as well. Looks like they'll be focusing towards that zone as Kenny S does fire off some speculative shots through the smoke. Just a bit of damage there towards Disco Doppler. Upper split has come in, but there it is, the first kill. It's Apex waiting by the vent area. He gets taken down, and now it's going to be full control for NiP in the upper bomb site here. NBK trying to do what he can from heaven, but can't really gather much ground as of yet, but finally does strike. Hits the first headshot, but quickly answered back by Disco Doppler. It's going to be NiP taking the lion's share of the kills of this round. Just Kenny S now remaining 34 HP towards main entrance. I think they know where it is as well, and there it is. The final shot comes in from Get Right. 2 for him, and a very fast upper split coming in, and EnVyUs actually playing more of a retake position. Can't do much about it.
Yeah, very well done. Get ready to start this off with 2, like you say, so or finish it off. Start the round, whatever. Doesn't matter, technicality. NiP goes up 1, so now EnVyUs CT side, they'll force into the second round, which means if they don't win this, if they can't find a way to make the eco successful, they'll be on a full save in the third. Kenny not going for armor, goes for Deagle instead, so there is, you know, it's relatively comparable in terms of money spent, but perhaps to just as well, he's trying to just save up that little extra bit of cash to try and get the AWP out early on.
Yeah, exactly.
Exist, double smoke out, same tunnel we talked about in the previous game tonight. From Hellraisers, he's going to try and take over toward that secret position, following in his footsteps of the rest of his team, including AK-47s. At least one of them on the hands of Freiburg.
Well, this is NiP's. And those 2 smokes we described before, it seems like every team will be using those going forward, sending majority of their players towards the back stacks area. The secret zone is going to be Get Right, holding the flanks as well. As they do go down together. Exist and Disco Doppler is clearing out, waiting for the CT to make the first mistake here. At this point, you don't need to overcommit. They'll know that the terrorists are downstairs, and they won't be forcing the plan or anything like that. They've got plenty of time to work with. Bomb planted in the smoke now, and Sixer, he is actually towards Toxic, but can't do much about this.
Not at all. Should have just cowered in the corner rather than try and face through that window. Is Kenny really the only one in a position here to try and line anyone up with that Deagle? He won't. Let's go get the kill. MBK would have thought maybe at the top of the ladder someone would have presented themselves in a manner by which he could get a kill at least and pick up a gun to carry over, but no kills against NiP, which means money starts to accumulate, gives them potential to maybe go for the bonus round depending on how they finish up in this one, if they can keep them all up again. This is the one as well where you know you're going to be up against the full save. Send those SMGs aggressively, because if they go down, as long as you keep the AKs up, you can justify rebuying them and having full rifles anyway.
At this point, yeah, you can throw the SMGs into the upper side, go towards that side as a unit. There's plenty of options here. It's not like EnVyUs can do a lot about this. They've only got some USPs and a couple of upgraded pistols as well, but yes, he's got the 5.7, so that leaves him on 2,500. So he'll have enough for an AWP next round, but it will be his last 10 unless he gets a kill here. Just flashing through, there it is, a couple of kills, maybe just gets one in the end, so it's actually pretty beneficial for him considering for the reason I just said, but still 4 and 3, MBK taking down to 18 HP, but Get Right waiting for him, and there should be the round over this point. There's 2 USPs remaining, 6 for Happy, 6 down towards the lower steps, and Happy waiting in garage as well, but he has been spotted, but what a shot that was to hit on Freiburg.
He's going to fall away and fall 6 feet under. It's Sixer that comes up from down below as well. But Disco's got the shot onto him. It goes to 3-0 now for NiP, and now the guns come out. And as mentioned, Kenny, we talked about it, was saving up just enough to bring out the AWP, but it's Glass Cannon against Forest, who's fully equipped, including that of a smoke.
Indeed, he does manage to get a smoke and a flashbang, but you can see Exist. He'll be sticking in the Mac 10 here. It'll be interesting to see where he decides to go. For a vent dive, potentially, this spawn's not too bad, but going towards outside for now. I guess they'll just be doing that normal outside smokes, giving themselves some positional control of outside. He gets towards red, and this could be interesting considering his position. Could be that outside play, but there it is. Kenny S with the glass cannon orb. It's not such a huge deal on Nuke. But obviously, there's so many long-range angles. You're normally going to be fighting against orbs in the positions you'll be holding. But he gets the man advantage, and NiP will be utilizing those smokes and getting towards the back steps area. Get right, does find Apex, but it's still going to be the advantage here for EnVyUs as Forest goes down to 9 HP, though. Exist. That's a Mac 10. What's the next move here?
The next move is Exist on to the catwalk. So they have to try and claw this deficit back. Sixer will be down below. You can hug the right wall there, and with that new addition of the vent roof above, that kind of like archway, I guess you could say. It's not really an arch, but the overhanging roof. You don't actually see them looking down from ladder anymore, so we can sit there and try and just hold that position. Exist won't be able to do much about it. The other two guys heading down the stairs already towards Secret, though, for NiP. So Exist just needs to try and find a cheeky kill with this SMG.
Actually, we'll find Sixer. He spots him, but the timing's not working in his favor. The Mac 10 does do a ton of damage there. It takes him down to 3 HP, but EnVyUs coming out on top now. They've got to find 2 frags, and that's to Forest. 9 HP, position given away. Does find the kill towards Happy. You can see him just bailing out of the situation now. Making his way back towards outside. 3 versus 1, and he'll be going back towards T-spawn. He knows he can't win this round, so save the AWP, take it to the next. They have got money left over for the next round. You can see 6K on Disco Doblin, 3 for the remaining players as well. Exist. He's got money, so saving the orb's definitely beneficial. He's got armor as well. He'll be taking the orb on that into the next round. A bit of buying grenades, apart from that flashbang he's already got, but I think that's the right call.
We'll see if it is or it isn't. And it's going to be at least carried over. He had $300 left for us that time as he bought into that last round so heavily, so it would have been an issue if he had lost the gun. Exist. He had lots, mind you, to potentially drop over at least a full bot in AK, because he did carry 5650, I think, over when he stayed on the Mac 10. But it would have limited them in the AWP in that scenario at least. So Exist, he'll be the first to go outside. Smoke off will allow him to get to the right crate. Where's the addition of the 2 other smokes? Well, they're there now. So here's the full tunnel. 3 smokes in total this time to get them all the way in. And the orange vomit coming through the smokes, that's what's left of the door. As a nade to clear it out. Old school style from Get Right. Hope he can lurk in late and cover the vents as they try and go down. But Happy's already ready for this.
Yeah, he is. But it's a one-and-done position. If they face him at the same time, Kenny has to, with the orb kill, like I said, Happy shouldn't get more than one of this. Exactly that. He gets one. And it does give him the man advantage, so in this scenario, it actually works out pretty efficiently.
This is the new headshot potential, though. Apex just has to wait and let it present himself to it. That back stairs, if the CTs get there, if they can read the rotation fast enough, it's almost... You have to use utility to flush it out, is the problem. And you can set up a crossfire so easily off of it. Not only that, they lost the potential for Get Right to come down the vents as soon as Kenny hit that op shot we didn't see. And that would have been the one player that could have distilled that position from Apex.
Yeah, it's Kenny S who's been influential in these gun rounds so far. Just one kill to open things up. It hasn't gone nuts or anything like that, but he finds one kill, and that forces him into unfavorable situations. This time it was towards lower, and we said Happy was only good for one kill there, but in that scenario, that kill is enough. Smokes towards outside once again. Freiburg with the bomb this time, and it's a force buy from NiP. They've got 2 AKs here, a couple of Tech 9s, a PT-50 as well. They have got execution potential towards upper. We know, we've seen it before when we've cast them in previous matchups, so looks like they will be sitting up for one of those, but Apex, nice and cleverly, actually smokes at the door and sitting on the other side. This could be very interesting for him as execution comes in.
Apex loses a bit of his vision, but able to dodge the flash enough to swing back and catch Freiburg, dropping bomb as well. He'll retreat into the confines of Squeaky to keep himself alive, but doesn't anticipate Force to be there at radio, and that allows Disco to come out. They'll pinch back, but it's Exist on 4 HP, despite the man advantage, and Get Right with just the Tech 9. I'd love to see him swap with Exist if they could, but they're split up right now as they try and get the bomb toward the site, and it's unfortunately a team kill coming in as Disco takes down Forest.
Yeah, not ideal. And there wasn't even an assist from a CT, so actually battered him there.
It was, I think it was at Squeaky as they tried to come back in toward the site. They just lined up both trying to shoot toward Mini and couldn't land the kill onto Happy. Kenny, here's the bomb going down. It's Exist that held the angle, though, and Kenny was smart enough to fall away from it. Tries for another quick shot. It's not going to be Disco peeking it, though. He knows he has to make up for lost ground. Sixers lost Exist in the back. He's got the kill. Get right to come back around and find it, though. And Disco doesn't bother peeking. That means Kenny has to get aggressive. Down to a one-on-one, and Get Right, 34 HP against an AWP. Kenny with the spam shot gives Get Right a chance to walk in. And two of them, in fact. That's just all too easy with the 2 shots timed.
You saw what he's trying to do there, shooting the AWP off just before he defuses well, just hide the sound in any way he could. But Get Right, he was ready for it. Faces as soon as he touched the bomb. Comes around. It's a big round for NiP to pick up. You can see that's affected the CT money. I think they may still buy into this one. They definitely have the opportunity to. But let's end up playing the safer option here. There's going to be just some Desert Eagles brought out. MBK and Apex with some armor as well. But NiP, like I said, they do have that execution potential. We know they've got their homework done on this map. This time moves towards up, and this is a straight up rush potentially as well. Freiburg looking towards main entrance. Going to be finding some ground here. Just to find the first kills, actually Get Right that steals it away. And Plant will be coming in towards the upper side now as they smoke like 3 choke points.
One more bullet through the hut and Disco. He'd have gone down. He's on 5 HP. Sixer will get Forrest, so at least 1 kill if you want consolation prizes. If you like to be runner-up to the prom queen, it's going to be Sixer that gets it. But he's found by Disco, a low HP player who decided to go to ramp and just see if he could catch anyone off guard with that low HP. 5 rounds now, NiP side.
Yeah, we saw these big advantages on the other game in Nuke tonight.
Yep.
And we'll see whether NiP can hold on to
Seems
it.
ages ago.
Yeah. Well, it has been some long games here. But it's Kenny S back on the glass cannon, AW. Like I said, Nuke is not such a huge deal. There's so many deep angles you can play from and tight little pixel gap positions that it's very rare you'll get naded or even have AK spraying at you. You'll always have the advantage in that sense. Normally your battles, that's the ones finding the picks. And once again, it's the same 3 smokes you described before. 1 to get you the red box, and then 2 to the secret. You see Apex is trying to spray through. Does actually dink Disco Doppelin as he goes towards secret there. So decent work from him. And Kenny S, though, like we said, he's dynamic on this map. Should find his first kill, which he does. And actually wants a little bit more here. Of course, he nails the second shot as well.
And he goes back for more, but they aren't quite around the corner. Here's the crossfire set. 1 to bait, 1 to shoot. Kenny's going to be the one that shoots, and he's going to get 2. Bomb down as well, and Get Right versus 4. Kenny, he'll be the pet detective looking for the ace. Let's Get Right a long way from the action at this point in time.
Yeah, great work from Kenny there. Going towards secret this time. He's seen it's part of NiP's setup is going for those defaults. He wants the ace. Doesn't actually get it, though. It's going to be Get Right taking him down. So 3 versus 1 now. Still time to play with. And the bomb should be grabbable at this point, but Get Right maybe doesn't want it. I guess that's just leaving that the exit strategy. If this all falls apart, he can go back and grab that up. He knows where it is now.
Well, 30 seconds, smoke. Bomb in front of him. Angle's cleared. NBK's waiting top vent. He knows he's down in that hallway, so he can also cover off Mini if he tries to walk in exactly that peak. So he's pretty contained here, Get Right, but he still fancies this, you know? 17 seconds. If he busts out the vent and gets the kill quick enough toward ramp, a chance that he can go for the plan. He anticipates it's on his right. It's not. It's going to be a Molotov off to Sixer and try and plant behind the silo, but Get Right, he's running out of time, he's running out of space, and he's lost his life.
That's all about Kenny S that round. 4 AWP shots for him. Like we said, he is very dynamic on this map. Sometimes it was outside, sometimes it was ramp. This time it was secret. Hits the first shot and then hits 3 after that as well. Went for the ace. Did get punished for that, but still, if an ace available, you're always going to take the opportunity, aren't you? 5-3 now. MBS claw 1 back, and the money's starting to get a bit of a problem for NiP once again. They are going to be forcing into it. They know the reset potential is just too tempting for them. If they win this round, it could be a double eco for MBS. Same approach as usual. Exist goes first. Same smokes will go down to get towards secret. This time, this is the variation though, man. That's why I say you do these same smokes every single round. So they have been sending 4 or 5 players down there almost every single time. This time will just be 1. So the idea is to pull the rotations away from the CTs, not give them any consistent information here. So Exist has gone there by himself. His teammates looking to actually push out towards upper, which is going to work out at Apex. He's aggressive through the window. And there will be a lower execution here, but he finds another headshot. Really nice stuff.
AK available to him, but he'll elect to keep the M4. Freiburg eventually gets him back. If he didn't, there was also Exist coming through the vents behind. Forrest won't have to do much to flank out Kenny S. He's already gone. So too is Sixer to the right. It's Freiburg that's doing all the damage. As Happy down the stairs toward decontamination. But he's been corrupted and convected by Exist. It's all on MBK control room. Spots 1 and Freiburg, both on low HP. He and Exist in that direction. But Forrest has an AWP and just waiting for this. I don't even know what the escape plan is for MBK at this point in time. That kill might allow it.
Yeah, well, he hasn't got a kid either, so MBK will be falling back, trying to These players go down with the bomb. That is a nice shot. You're absolutely right there. And NBK does do significant damage towards the remaining terrorists there. Only leaves Forrest up, so he's just trying to damage the money going forward. He can win the round, but in terms of the economy, it's actually EnVyUs taking the brunt of the damage there. That's a full reset for them after winning the previous round. They won't be able to buy into this. They have got an AK-47 in the hands of NBK, but the rest of his teammates will just be going for upgraded pistols. And as I was describing before that round kicked off, that's why they have those same smokes every single round, is to take away CD vision, get them rotating and questioning what may be coming towards them each and every time. So that's great play from NiP. That's how the map should be played. And they know it's going to be an eco here. Maybe there's another upper rush here as Freiburg looks for his main entrance, but what a shot from Apex from main entrance. As he gets 2 as well.
What is that nonsense? Get Right and Forrest eventually have had enough of it. They'll pull it back, but Get Right has to be reconsidering the possibility of the fact that Sixer's trying to go for a flank. Look at Happy. Oh, wow, okay.
What?
Nails it with the 5-7. Forrest avenges his teammate. It's just Sixer that remains, but he's picked up an AK-47. Bomb's going to go lower to avoid all of this suspicious activity toward the A site, and Disco waiting in the rafters. He'll capitalize 7 now for NiP, 3 to that of EnVyUs.
Yeah, they're still struggling with the economy here as well. 7-3, a huge lead for NiP, considering on the T side as well of Nuke. Still, notoriously a very CT-sided map. UMP in a FAMAS. 3 M4s, no kits, and no head armor on 4 players as well. You'd think that's not a big deal against the AKs, but you can see Get Right, he's got the Mac 10. A lot of movement potential there as well, so this could be interesting in that sense, whether he could actually cause some damage here. To be flashing through the squeaky door, actually trying to get down the vent potentially here as well. He does it as well, nails that movement. Really nice stuff from him, that's exactly what I'm talking about as well. Apex had no head armor, he gets completely mowed down by the Mac 10.
And Kenny on an M4 this time to find Freiburg, though. You know, he's happy hunting. Get right behind the door.
Again?
Finds MBK, yeah.
No head armor.
Yeah, Mac 10. Money, money, baby, as you would say.
As I would say.
Forrest, though, nice shot through the stairwell onto Kenny. Finds the angle successfully, and Get Right, well, he finally falls, but it's a 3 versus 2. No kits right now for EnVyUs.
Yeah, and a UMP in the hands of Sixer as well. He's the only player with head armor here.
And just to be clear, there's no kits, period, because at the start of the round, no one had any. So it's not like there's one to pick up somewhere where a teammate's gone down Happy. That's timing almost working in his favor, but can't land a shot, and he gets flanked out by Disco in the meantime. Sixer will try and do the same to him in turn, but he won't find him before he goes inside of Mini. The UMP as well from that range might not have been favorable.
Yeah, at this point, Sixer probably just wants to try and find an AK-47 and take that to the next round. And they're going to get $2,400 as well as a full investment as well. So that's pretty much all they have going into round number 12. This is NiP getting number 8 and potentially number 9 as well for the reasons I just stated. Sixer hoping to find an exit kill, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to happen for him. There might be an AK available to his left. I think there's an M4 there. Probably want to get that. Yep, he's been told now, I think. No. Uh-oh.
Sixer spots it. Forrest, bye-bye AK, thank you very much. Sixer will upgrade his weapon. And back to spawn. He'll wait for his teammates to pop up magically beside him in a way that can only be described as realism.
Is this one step?
He's not going to get there in time.
No, no way. So, Sixer, like I said, the best possible scenario there was get an AK, and he does manage to do that, but his teammates can't really join him in much else. They're a third state loss bonus. 8-3 now, NiP have won the half here. Narrowly missing out on the win on Dust 2 as well. Went to overtime. Wembley has picked up the 4-0 win. Nuke, though, when you're playing with a stand-in that hasn't been adopted properly, like he's going to be at the StarLadder event, it's always going to be a difficult task for himself.
StarLadder event now in Kiev, not China, due to these issues. Kind of have to say I saw that one coming. Either way, Apex trying to find some shots.
Fair enough.
Considering casters and whatnot, and you've got teams, casters, so many different nationalities.
Stitched up, aren't they?
Yep, exactly. So, back to Kiev. Lovely Kiev. Forrest, trying to evaluate exactly what's going on at the other position. Happy, it's passive as Tuke is Kenny. Next, the first one to be found then exists on top of the red crate, which much easier to get on than the old previous iteration. The shot, but Happy's patience pays off. He finds one in Forrest. Not only that, there's an AK up there, but it's far too tempting.
Indeed, Sixer, the player who saved an AK into the previous round, going towards heaven now. 4 versus 1. Bomb to be planted, but he's got Freiburg in front of him. He wants to face that.
Sixer's gonna try and open this up as well. Get right up to okay with bomb as well. 44 seconds, but it's just Sixer remaining. That nade will do it.
9-3. Money's starting to stabilize though for EnVyUs. Certainly needs to start picking up these rounds. Like we said, CT-sided map heavily. And so far EnVyUs haven't gone much further than picking up 3 rounds, which equates to us winning a pistol. They didn't do that. It was the first 2 gun rounds they picked up, but ever since then it's been an NiP one-sided affair. So the all's back on Kenya. It'll be interesting to see where he decides to go. Like I said, he goes towards Secret, outside, ramp, main entrance. And it's back to basics, I think, for NiP, doing the same smokes we're used to seeing. Flashed off Kenny S for now, but exists. He's waiting for the boost here.
Kenny, that's like gap. Doesn't present, but that will above the smoke. He finds exist. Rotates around, finds another angle, and Kenny S with 2. A third to his left, but might get to Secret before it's a possibility to find the shot in turn. But Kenny, again, so quick finding the opening for them. And he's aware that someone's gone around behind, but it's down below instead. And it's Get Right, the man to do so. He's got the shot into Apex. And Forrest is trying to find Kenny now. Oh, scoped in. It works out. Kenny, unfortunately, can't see that far in the peripheral.
So Kenny S, the hero at the start of the round, finds those 2 kills. It was Get Right that lurks into the side, but Six are doing what he can now to bring the man advantage back in favor of EnVyUs. 2 versus 1. Disco double with 21 HP. Surely can't do anything with this. He's got the bomb at such low HP, and they know exactly where he is. It will be MBK to finish things off here, bring things into 9-4. There is still money available. It's not amazing for an IP, but 2 players on around 8k can definitely drop AK-47s. I don't think they'll be bringing an AWP in. As Freiburg is the last player to buy here. Deciding what he's going to do. There's the final AK. So they are limited with the utility here. They do have enough of that outside play with 1 smoke towards red, 2 towards Secret. They could do that once more with the bait. Maybe just have Exist there by himself. It's a single smoke. This could be a fast rush, though, considering what I've seen in the initial setup.
Could we? Oh, that is a absolutely perfect angle. And that one didn't exist before. That is so lovely. And a shot through that would be heard around the world from, was it Forrest or Freiburg? I think it was Forrest on the way through regardless. Yeah. Sixer and Happy are left just by 2 of them, and Disco on Sixer. Yeah, that's scintillating.
I haven't actually seen that angle being used like that before, like so efficiently. 1 bullet, it seemed like he knew exactly what was going on there. That was pretty nice. Happy though.
And nearly cussed.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just so shocked by that kill.
He's going to drop an F-bomb.
I'm not Alex. Let's not get carried away.
Well, Happy, desperately trying to save a weapon, like we said before. This reset is pretty devastating. It's going to be NiP getting double figures here. There'll be no money going to the next round. Only 1,400, so yeah, he needs to survive. It's the only chance I have of winning the round. And it looks like he will do that. So 10-5, looking to be 11-4, 10-4, looking to be 11-4. So what will they have? He drops something over. MBK's got the Julies out. Why not?
Why not?
Screw the Deagle. I want the Julies.
I agree.
And there's a FAMAS to help him out. A PT-50, a 5.7. And Happy saved M4. No AWPs for NiP, but they have managed to get the 5 AKs and the full range of utility. So they know the CTs are struggling here. They absolutely know that. They can just do whatever they want, do whatever default and set smokes that they're usually doing. That's just the same ones towards outside wall to get consistency is the key there. So you can see those smokes, they're perfectly illustrated. So that takes away the CT vision. They have to start adjusting now. They have to start looking towards downstairs, and they'll go back towards upper, and it's absolutely perfect. But MBK above the door could be a bit of a nuisance, but he's only got those dualies, so how far I can go with this? I'd say just dart through that smoke and hope for the best at this stage.
Well, the French dualies, we'll see if they've still got any flair left in them at all. The Wild Wild West boot camp going on with Navi and SK, and apparently MBK feels left out. He feels he's going to go full cowboy. Sixer will fall back. PT-50 in hand, tries to jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Get up, go down, because Get Right's got the kill. But look at the response. Apex comes over, Kenny's got one as well. And they've actually got the man advantage in all of this. Not only that, Happy's inside of the site. Lost inside the smoke, though, is unfortunately Disco Doppelin with bomb, but still they're down a man in Apex. He's come over quickly. They're not planting on this. Bomb's dropped in the open. Has to go back through the door. Freiburg doing battle. Has to find the second player as well, though. That's the problem, and there he is on top of the silo. Gets behind it, and Freiburg smartly gets away. Back through the window, his only means of coverage in this for 36 seconds, and there's nothing he can do to find Apex. 10-5 is where we're going to end the first half.
Well then, it's going to be EnVyUs finding 1 more round, but you have to say, Matt, NiP with 10 on the terrorist half as well. That's very convincing stuff. They're looking strong right now. EnVyUs, the only rounds they were really winning was when Kenny S is getting 1 or 2 at the start of the round, and even then they're throwing away some of those advantages.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's still a decent situation for NiP to be picking up these rounds because we know they're decent on the CT side of this map. However, if the economy doesn't work out and if Kenny keeps hitting shots, I wouldn't be surprised if Outer is where they could just continually go and try and charge down against NiP. We'll take a short break at halftime, join in. Could be a quicker game than the first, who knows? Welcome back, everybody. Halftime number 2 of our last game on the evening. Remember, EnVyUs did pick up game 1, not a series. They are double headers, excuse me. And therefore, NiP have a chance to go 1-1 on the evening. They've got a 10-5 lead after the terrorist side. Heading over to CT, we'll see if they can start things off with a pistol. And of course, Forrest, well, he's a force to be reckoned with the USPS.
Absolutely. If NiP pick up this pistol, it's going to be such a hard affair for EnVyUs to even really get that deep in this second map. We'll see when the pistol starts, and it's going to be NiP with 10 rounds, EnVyUs with 5, and like we said, just if you're unaware, Sixer, although yes, he's replacing MBK at an upcoming LAN, he's only here playing tonight because Devil, his internet connection was not playing nice with him. So, 3 sets of armor for NiP, the kit's in the hands of Fryba, he's got a smoke as well, for that little bit of ninja defuse, you know, bit of potential there. And it's going to be 5 sets of armor for EnVyUs. No grenades at all. That does suggest a full-on rush, maybe towards ramp, or straight out towards upper. Who knows? You don't really have much to work with in terms of working the picks. It will be, of course, towards that ramp area. Seeing if they can get that first pick, and we'll see where it works out for them.
Well, this is Gothoplan right now with the USPS. Kill confirmed. We'll see if he can, in fact, confirm a kill as they start to push onto him. 4 players. He's going to go full nitro and run down to the site, try and stay efficient, but he's going all the way in the site without a kill. That's going to allow them to wrap onto Turnpike. And as they do that, they're caught by Fryba. Good shot onto NBK, but Kenny, he's got him in return, and Get Right cannot find enough damage from Catwalk. Watch out, though, because if he pushes out here, they're already in lockers, and Kenny's waiting for that. So 10 HP, they're going around the world. This is a full toilet bowl water going down the whole strategy as they go around the entire map, out the locker windows, and they're going to push back toward main.
Wow.
How did the bomb just fly straight up like that? Gravity makes no sense.
Well, 2 versus 1 now. Happy is in towards upper, but luckily for him, the new version of Nuke does have ladders to allow you to get to the rafters. So it's going to be Disco Doppelin looking towards the heaven area. But like he said, the bomb has flown all the way up here. So I'm not sure. Well, that's a tight shot for Disco. I think he is being a bit ambitious there for that one to work out. The problem is now Happy probably can't get the bomb down. He's going to be going towards lower as well. Where is Forrest waiting? He's actually down lower. This is smart from him. They've got everything covered, and they're just going to wait until Happy plants. So they're happy for him to do that. This is intelligent stuff from him, though. He's biding his time. Oh, I have to say, if he goes all city spawn, he could catch him rotating there, but he realizes if that doesn't work out, it could go a little bit wrong.
Oh, especially with time against him right now. He knows he's back there, so he's trying to bid him out. Oh, did he spot him at ramp? He didn't. But he'll hear the shots coming in. He's going to get the plant out of this at least. Happy versus 2. Bomb down. Forest. There it is. There's the USPS. That is lovely stuff. 2 kills for him. I was going to say, if he could isolate this, that could have been incredible.
Yeah, you pointed out before. That replay that I saw the bomb flying up there, that was insane. But yeah, Forest, he's so proficient with the USBS. Like every single round, you know, whatever situation he's in, he's going to deliver. This time is no different. EnVyUs do get the bomb down, something to work with here. They're definitely a team who would consider buying into the second as well. They might need something like that, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So instead of getting the traditional AKs in the third, when you're this deep in the hole, you might as well force in the second and see what you can do here. The CDs may not necessarily be expecting it, but in this instance, they have, excuse me, they have got 3 rifles and a scout as well. So exists with the MP9. It's the only SMG on the map. But EnVyUs, at least smoke grenades and Molotovs as well. Upgraded pistols. Looks like some sort of execution coming out. Smoke towards heaven. Flashbangs coming as well.
Kenny doesn't blow out the window, though. They'll hear that coming through. Freiberg waits to see if the flames will go that far. Doesn't bother to actually dare it. He'll let the smoke out to extinguish the flames. Watch the 2 players we saw on X-Ray that have jumped down from the catwalk over the mini and they're running in. It's Sixer that's going to lead the charge, but blinded up, turns back. The Exist, well, he's blinded as well. Sixer's got the kill in a second as well. Freiberg down inside the site. The P250 doing all the work. And an additional smoke deployed at mini. Guess what? Forced, no entrance point, but they have brought it back thanks to Disco Doppelin, and he'll close it as well. All 3 coming in from heaven. Sixer nearly made that work.
Yeah, absolutely. That PT50 work was stellar, but unfortunately here, the retake came in too quickly from NiP, and they didn't get the bomb down either. So what do they do? It's a full eco pretty much. It should almost certainly be 13-5 here for NiP. They can breathe easy this round. Got 5 rifles available as well. One of them is a FAMAS, but the objective of this round is keep 5 players alive, and they are coming very close to taking the second map here in this series. So just PT50s and a Glock, no grenades. Go towards outside and hopefully find something out of this. Get right. He's in the perfect position to lock this down. Should find 1 or 2 kills there. Spraying a little bit too much, but calms himself down. Picks up 1. Forest challenges him in the second as well.
I really do like the A4 to tap with right now. Get right will find Kenny S. Sixer. What can you do this time with a P250? Well, you may get one. Get right. 23 HP in the end, 3 kills for him. Forrest goes down to 1 and just stays alive, keeps the M4 up. They'll play the long game, but only 3 rounds to go. It may not be that long.
Kenny had the exact money to buy a single orb there. So he's got the orb, nothing else, no armor, no grenades. Like we said before, it's fine on Nuke. It's not such a huge deal, but that's pretty lucky for him. He calculated it perfectly to give himself just enough, the exact amount for the orb. $4,750. NiP haven't got the same weapon in their arsenal. They'll be sticking these 5 rifles. No one went down, obviously. This round pretty much decides if EnVyUs can get back into it. $2,900 without the bomb going down if they were to lose this. So Apex made in towards main entrance, but Freiberg's waiting for him. They've got quite a lot of control here. The upper split, definitely a possibility.
Apex inside of this mini position already is just waiting for the moment to present itself. No one coming around from secret. He's already checked that, and there it is. Flash goes through for the roof. They're both blinded up, and he's got the lineup as well. Good execution, well timed through the skylights, and it's Apex on the way through. We know he's capable of entry frags.
For sure. This round should be decided at this point. They're smoking up everything. It's very difficult to retake this area. Get will do what he can. Incendiary towards that tighter corner with the cover with the blue box. And Apex, he was hungry for more, and he actually nails the shot as well. 5 versus 2. Forest and Doppelin, no real option here but to save their weapons. And it's all down to Apex this round. Get towards main entrance. As we say, they've got good control there. There's the all presence from Kenny that forced the CT defense back. And the flashbangs through the skylights as well was perfectly timed as Apex came through. Lovely work from him. Gets himself to rafters, gets the 3rd kill, and that's the round over.
Oh, that shadow. Forrest looks straight up and spots him, but Sixer's there to immediately get the kill back. 13-6. EnVyUs with 1 on the board, and that op ends up doing a little bit of work, so Kenny justifies the purchase. He'll have armor and utility this time to go along with it as Sixer throws it back his direction.
Number 5, but NiP still have cash available, so a strange scene here, Matt. We've got Get Right on the orb, so it's not Doppelin, it's not Forest, it's Get Right. Very rare to see this one come out. Maybe it's the wild card on Nuke. You feel confident there.
Kenny is already pre-aiming this position toward the bigger garage. You may have to consider an off angle though, because Get Right's just AWP'd the other direction. Get Right on the AWP.
Yeah.
Don't hear that every day, but he's got Apex, so it starts off well. Disco gets caught by MBK. That's going to open up ramp and lobby, a potential to split the upper side, even if they can execute with Kenny outer. Drop down hut once more and get some nades through the skylights. Get Right watches Turnpike. That's the recovery from Disco going down. So immediate rotation. This is pretty traditional and pretty standard in this sense.
4 versus 4. MBK's gone down to 9 HP, but Kenny is still alive with the AWP, of course. They'll be focusing towards ramp for now, but Get Right, he's adjusted himself to this position. Bomb will be coming in as well. He's in the open. If he does not hit his first shot, he's in a lot of trouble here. But looks like he will. Takes down Kenny S. Actually wants a little bit more out of this as well. Actually, okay, fades away in the end. Man advantage. They're very close to winning this game. Don't want to overcommit and make things equal again. 35 seconds remain. It seems like the French side will be heading towards lower, and Get Right's ready for them once again.
Oh, timing. Still finds a shot, though. That's important. MBK down palm as well. Can try and bait that out. Timing again, though, and this time Happy. He'll get the shot. They spot up Forrest inside of the control room already. Great. One tap from Happy, but Freiberg coming back in. He's been timely this evening. It's on to Sixter. 17 seconds left. Goes for the plant. He's going to try and hold it as well. He comes out from the silo. Has to get off it. AWP, quick shot toward decontamination. And guess what, NiP? You've got 14 rounds. And EnVyUs, well, they've got very little money.
Happy has $5,200, but that's Get Right. What a performance from him. As we pointed out, we very rarely see him with the AWP, especially when Doplin's there, Forrest is available, and they're actually allowing him to AWP this round as well. This is maybe something they're bringing into their Nuke game. It's something he feels comfortable doing. He's got 22 kills right now, and I guess why not? It's working for them. He finds 3 kills that round, actually won it single-handedly. So NiP very close to match point here. Will be the force buy from EnVyUs, of course. They can't allow him to get to that sort of position after only 6 rounds in the second half. So a Galil, 3 pistols, and Happy only play over an AK-47 this round. Exists with a cheeky position. I like that.
I like that, yeah. Is that on the edge of the silo itself,
Yeah.
or is that a boost? Okay, so it is. You can actually go back that far in the standable terrain.
So I think this could be an upper flash position there for EnVy. Try and get in a similar fashion they did with Apex. Let's see where Apex is jumped in right now. He's actually going to be towards the hut position, and here comes the flashes, and his teammates will make their way to the side.
Unfortunately, that smoke didn't go through the window. It didn't make it out. They were trying to go vents down to B, and Apex misses the smoke. It allows a kill coming in from Freiberg. He chases it down with the Tech 9. He'll pick up an M4, but they've also lost a kill to Doplin. And Exist now getting Happy. This is going to be map points, surely. Bomb goes down. Late lurk from Apex will catch off Exist, but he's going to get down to the lower bomb site, and he won't do it. So it's just Sixer down there to try and hold this off.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly that. 28 HP. Goes toward Deconon. Shuts the door, and he's going to try and act fast to bait that out, but Forrest hears it coming. Molotov's already there.
I guess
Try as you might. Look at this. They're just reading it. Get Right goes, all right, you've shut the door. You've thrown a Molotov. Well, there's only one other place you can go.
15-6. You feel like this is only going one way at this stage. One more round required for NiP to take the second map here. They lost down to Dust 2 in overtime, as we said before. And you can see EnVyUs have been struggling here. Like we said before, it's going to be Sixer filling in. Probably haven't played with him at all on Nuke. Just clutching at straws, hoping they can find anything with their individual performances. It was Kenny S in the first half and Apex in the second one, but they've only won 1 round so far. The first gun round, the reset came in, and they've been force buying ever since. This round is no different. Number 7, they're going to have 1 rifle, and this time it's only a Galil. MBK has got the UMP. Flashes towards outside, but Apex just fell off the silo, and he's lost a ton of HP there. Oh dear.
Well, you know, a life at best left half behind. Get Right. Ooh, legs. Apex and the nade immediately after nearly. It does get him. I didn't think it was going to get him. Yeah, that was interesting. I'd have to see the exact angle by which the radius reached the target, because that was very smart and fast thinking from Get Right, considering he lagged Apex on the way down. And now it's Sixer on 11 HP with Bomb, and Happy with, well, a Galil. Down to 6 HP himself, though. Sixer on 11 and Happy on Sixer.
What?
Okay. All right, Get Right. You need to calm down, sir. And that's going to be the game. Through the smoke, he must have heard him and just fired at it.
Yeah, I think he got some vision on him. There was a little gap in that smoke, but the shot was pretty sick. But there it is. We weren't really expecting too much of that map. Dust 2 is obviously a lot more mix-friendly. When you have someone coming in last minute, they can actually just run their defaults and all that sort of thing and actually got the win out. Nuke is a very difficult map. We've seen a lot of teams struggle on it, especially when you have someone coming in you've never played it before. NiP, we know they play with Disco Doppler on this map. We saw it last week. So it was a pretty easy win for them. Get right opening there. That was interesting.
Yeah, outside as well, because Doppelin plays on the ramp in that map and didn't like to use the AWP in that position, so not Forrest. I would have expected Forrest to be the next one to pick that up in
Absolutely.
that line.
Well then, it's a pretty one-sided affair.
What is going on?
Don't point it out. You're not supposed to draw attention to it.
What is that? They're all crazy. I'm crazy. I thought I was crazy. I am crazy.
Should we throw it to the desk?
Yeah, let's throw it to the desk, where they might have screens that actually work. They don't have people to work, though, just Alex.
We also have people who know what they're talking about
Yes,
as well.
indeed. The radius of the nade, I'd have to go back and watch that one.
It wasn't even the radius of the nade, it was just the radius.
Yeah, the-
General radius
Gonna have
of
to VOD
anything.
review the radius. Anyway, let's go ahead and say our
Nice.
goodbyes. CS is done once again. Another day of ESL Pro League does conclude. And it was NiP back in form on Nuke. I mean, it does seem like these guys are probably the front runners, would you say, from what we've seen of Nuke gameplay?
For sure, and we heard, you know, rumors of that when people were practicing before the major as well, that NiP looked really scary on Nuke. Another team actually was G2, like NiP didn't want to play even G2 on Nuke, so it's not a surprise, especially knowing that Nuke was one of the, you know, go-to maps for the old NiP when it was in the pool before, so you would kind of expect something like this from them.
And EnVy were making simple mistakes. We saw Apex miss that vent dive smoke. I mean, these are mistakes you can't make when you're going up against the boys of NiP.
Even that, it was more the fact that their T side looked really good. It always feels weird that teams seem to have either a really good T side and then just don't have a CT side, which is just baffling to me on Nuke. But that time around, you saw NiP have a really nice T side with so many set pieces, even small ones like Forrest, you know, having that little angle to peek towards upper, straight towards rafters.
The sound she made, she literally went, oh, that's a good angle.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it was a moment. We saw it in the Ding Test game as well before. I think someone already had that angle under wraps, but someone like Forrest being able to operate under that just straight away denies that anyone pushing across from rafters, and then those quick hits towards the upper side. The pistol round they constructed as well on their T side was stunning as well. Even just the smoke plays coming in, the 2 split towards outside, the 2 through hut as well. It's just, it looks like NiP have gone, all right, we need a map for ourselves here.
Yeah.
Let's take on Nuke. We already have the history behind it. Add in what Threat can bring to a lineup as, you know, let's put these set pieces in. They have a lot of things that can really work for them here. And I can't wait to see them with a full lineup really trying to play this one out, so it could get really exciting.
And it was an exciting game. I don't think there's too much more to be said about it. NiP, however, did pick up the win. EnVy unable to make anything happen on Nuke. However, they did make it 1-1 in the series, and they're going to be very, very happy with that. Of course, Kenny S delivering in the overtime we saw on Dust 2. But for everyone here, let's go ahead and start the recap. We have to remind you how on earth we started our day, albeit we're about to finish. We did start with another Dust 2 game. This time, however, it was G2. Another French side prevailed on Dust 2 today, and Hellraisers barely got going. And he did manage to make a little bit more of a game of it on Nuke. However, G2 picking up 2 crucial wins, and I'll tell you why in just a moment. But following that, you did get to see that overtime victory for EnVy, and just wrapping it all up with the Nuke game. NiP do look strong on Nuke, and it's going to be intriguing to see who chooses to challenge them, as it looks like the plague has spread from the caster desk over to ours here at the analysis. Did I address it?
Yeah, can't do that.
I see where you were going.
Fine.
Everything is absolutely fine. It's tickety-boo. And I was going to tell you why those wins were so important for G2. Let me show you now with the leaderboard. Now, this will explain exactly why, because look on how desperately they needed a win. They were 0-6 starting off today, and that too is going to be a big sigh of relief. Getting off that starting mark, you can see that some were stuck on that goose egg until today as well. Astralis, off-stream, picked up 2 wins, and they needed that versus Flipside. That was a win they needed to pick up as well. Mousesports is currently being played out as well, but as you can see, Yanko,
They won the first map. Mousesports won after being 10-5 down in the first half. They won the game 16-14 on Cobble.
fantastic. And then they're playing out Mirage now.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And so that's going on. You can keep up to date with all of that information over on @ESLCS. They'll be tweeting out all of the information that you do need to keep track of these games that we're unable to be broadcasting. Now, games that we are able to be broadcasting. We're heading to North America. Let's see if I recognize all the logos this time, Yanko. Let's go ahead and head over to the North American region. It looks like I can do this one. We have Splice and Immortals going on. And then alongside that on the mainstream, you get to see the boys from Selfless clashing with Winterfox. Now, Winterfox have undergone some changes recently. It'll be intriguing to see how far they perform. Off air, you're going to be seeing Optic play E-United, and you're going to be seeing Cloud9 and Complexity clash as well. We get to see the new Complexity roster. That, you know, they got those new moves. Got to see Crucial playing for them now. It's going to be cool.
So that's Splice.
Oh, God.
You were so good. So
God
then,
damn it.
you know, you got off to a great start, Alex, and then you bit off more than you can chew.
I
You
did.
wanted
I
to
got
be
greedy.
smart as
I
well.
got greedy, Yanko. It's not my job. Okay, right. Before I continue to dig myself into a hole, just a quick reminder of what's coming up tomorrow. There is more for the ESL Pro League. You do get to see, oh, wow, Fnatic G2. That will be a spectacular way to start off the day. And then you follow it up with NiP FaZe. Will somebody stick it to FaZe? Because currently just one map conceded after 8 games of play here in the Pro League. They are off to a sterling start, Lauren.
Yeah, certainly are looking like the ones to be at the moment on that bit of a high coming back into it. Their performance hasn't been really tested yet, but again, teams warming back up, and they'll have to see if they can keep this one up following the rest of the season.
And we're going to be keeping it up at the same time tomorrow. We're going to be bringing you all of the action on the same stream. And on that bombshell, we say goodbye. For myself, Yanko, and Pansy, and of course the casters, Henry G and Sadakis, we do say goodbye. We love you, and see you tomorrow.